Hello, wrestling fans. Welcome to this special Turning Point edition of Tag Team. I'm your host, Cesar Scoprio. I.E. Vincent is off for the night, so I'll be going over this coverage with you. So sit back, relax, and let's recap here this pay-per-view that was Turning Point 2011. First match here in the card was a television championship between Robbie E. and our buddy here, Eric Young. Now remember, this was not one of these advertised matches. This kind of transpired here during the whole Ronnie situation, but they decided to actually throw this as the lead-off match into the pay-per-view, and we get started with that. This match was pretty entertaining, of course, for comedic reasons. We have our guy, Eric Young, who, I mean, he starts shedding clothes here, reveals that he's wearing Robbie E's gear. Then after that, he's showing that he's wearing somebody else's gear. I'm not sure. Interesting there. Again, it's Robbie E, so what do you expect? This match ends when Robbie E actually gets the W against Eric Young with the assistance of Rob Terry, the big bodyguard that he's got now. So we got Robbie E and Robbie T, apparently. So this match ends with Robbie E getting the victory after an interference here that the referee did not see. We get the pin here by Robbie E, and that's all she wrote. So we have a new champion as shown on UnifiedWrestling.com under the current champion. That's all been updated here to reveal the new Turning Point championships. So you can check there again to verify any kind of championship changes as well. After that, we had a match between Tag Team Champions Mexican America with Sarita, and actually Rosita also came out for this match, versus Inc. with Toxin. Excuse me, they're starting to use not Toxin, but Toxine. So Toxine is actually the woman representing the Inc. So this match was entertaining for what it's worth here. I'll cut down to the chase here. The match finally ends when Sarita uses a little trickery of her own here, hits Toxine, with the championship belt, covers her up. That's all she wrote. That's the wrap. So retaining the championships is Mexican America. Now, a little bit that was bothersome in this match was Anarquia. I guess they were trying to reveal his tattoo on his butt cheek, but they kind of pantsed him, and he was exposed to the crowd. Good thing he had the butt showing to the camera, because, I mean, the drawers were down. It looked like the front row got a peep show. I saw some guys here in the background during that mishap. We'll say, yeah, that's what we'll call it, is a mishap. Some guys sitting there like this, like, no, God, no. Yeah, the guy kind of looked pretty embarrassed too, Anarquia. He covers up, rolls out to the outside of the ring, and that was it. That's how that match comes to an end, and I don't want to remember that anymore. After that, we had Division X Championship 3-way match. This was nice. This was Jesse Varsity Sorensen versus Kid Cash versus Austin Aries, the, of course, X Division champion. This match was funny because they revealed that it was going to be like a handicap match. We had Austin Aries and Kid Cash versus Jesse Sorensen. They did a little promo here advising that, Jesse Sorensen, you're an idiot. You're such a fool. You should know this is going to be a handicap match. We're going to beat you based on that. The match was very entertaining, as all X Division matches are. Kid Cash, my goodness. I look forward to the match between Kid Cash and Austin Aries straight up, which probably will come sooner than later from what transpired here in this match. But we had Austin Aries, Kid Cash, both double teaming on Jesse Sorensen. Jesse Sorensen was taking a beating, but he was also dishing some out to both of these guys. Of course, great performers is Austin Aries and Kid Cash. Kid Cash finally actually hits Jesse Sorensen with his moneymaker here, and that's it. That's all she wrote. But apparently, since it's a 3-way match, we can't let Kid Cash pin Jesse Sorensen. That'd give the course of championship to Kid Cash. So what does Austin Aries do? He actually pretends to have Jesse Sorensen grab the rope. So he grabs Jesse Sorensen's foot while Kid Cash is pinning him and puts him up on the top rope. All right. Then the referee notices that. Here comes Austin Aries sneaking out the other side of the ring, comes back in, and he sneaks a pin on Kid Cash. So they had a plan going on. Apparently it was supposed to be Kid Cash and Austin Aries double teaming on this guy. Austin Aries was supposed to always be the champion. Kid Cash had a change of heart during the match and thought, maybe it's my turn now to be the champion. But that didn't work out. Austin Aries made sure he put a lid to that quick, and that was the end of that match. Again, it was very entertaining. I look forward to the match between Kid Cash and Austin Aries. These guys do know how to sell it. They sell out, and they go all out. So, again, looking forward to that match, which should come sooner because of this ending of this match. After that, we had the no disqualifications match between Rob Van Dam and Christopher Daniels. Now, when this match kicked off, Christopher Daniels said, "Hold up, how did we get to this point? Doing no DQ match? We shouldn't have a no DQ match. Let's do this straight up. I'm not a hardcore wrestler like you are, Rob Van Dam. I'm a real wrestler." Okay, that's supposed to be no threat to Rob Van Dam. But anyway, yeah, that's what it is. Let's have this be a clean, legit wrestling match. No DQ. Let's throw that out the window. Let's have a gentleman's agreement that we're going to have a fair match. So that's what they decided. Rob Van Dam says, "All right," and he goes and does it. So again, you trust Chris Daniels, right? Right. So again, it's pretty clean for the first part. Afterwards, the guy has to go down and underneath the ring and grab the screwdriver again. Yeah, he grabs the screwdriver, and again, he had a chair beforehand, which he threw into the ring. The screwdriver is just the finishing touch. He goes in there with the screwdriver, and he actually strikes Rob Van Dam with a screwdriver. Rob Van Dam has the chair to shield himself from that screwdriver. Then when Christopher Daniels grabs the chair, of course, all Rob Van Dam has to do is kick that chair into his face, and that's all she wrote. So that's how that match ended. Rob Van Dam then hits the 5-star splash on Christopher Daniels and gets the pin. This was an entertaining match, but I expect a little bit more from Rob Van Dam. Rob Van Dam is to the point where he's shown us pretty much all he has. He needs to try to pull something a little bit out of the bag, try to kick it up a little bit. Again, as we predicted here on Tag Team, this guy got the W because he's getting the push from TNA. Where's Christopher Daniels going on this? Who knows? As we mentioned here before, I'm sure TNA has an idea. They don't waste wrestlers very often, but this guy's better get a W sooner than later. Speaking of W's, after that match, we had a guy that had nothing but W's. Crimson versus Matt Morgan. Now, this was anticipated from a lot of people because, again, this guy's undefeated. Matt Morgan doesn't lose fair and square. All right? So something's got to give, right? This was a disappointing match. The reason being is because these guys were going back and forth. They were going actually blow for blow at one point. They were so obsessed with trying to defeat each other that during the match, they were going blow for blow and pushed the referee when he tried to break them up. The referee then stopped the match and called it a DQ and stopped it and said no decision. Bull, right? The fans are upset. The two superstars seem to be upset. They start going off on each other again. Security has to break them away. So again, disappointing match because this had a lot of potential. We had some moves here from Crimson, some moves here from Matt Morgan. I wanted to see more. Of course, I'm sure the TNA fans wanted to see more as well. Didn't happen. So, again, disappointing here to see. It needs to happen again. Hopefully a no DQ match, which appears that they'll be heading towards here, Final Destination. Yeah, that definitely needs to happen. And I think that's the reason why they didn't end in a fair and square match, so they can have something to show you next month. After that, we had Scott Steiner and Bully Ray versus Mr. Anderson and Abyss. Now, they had a nice little skit before this match where Scott Steiner and Bully Ray were in the back talking about Scott Steiner has gone to parts unknown. He's gone there where Abyss is from and he's met Abyss's girlfriend. Abyss's girlfriend is, his words, not mine, an ugly bitch. All right? And Bully Ray adds a few words here. She's fat too. So, again, parts unknown. It appears that Scott Steiner has been there. He said hi to Abyss's girlfriend, and she's an ugly bitch. And she's fat. All right. This match soon begins. Again, that was a funny little skit there. The match soon begins, and there we go. Anticipated here, Mr. Anderson and Abyss. Unlikely tag team here, but hey, let's set it up. So this match ends when Again, it was entertaining. We'll talk about that. It was a little entertaining here, back and forth. Mr. Anderson took most of the blows here from Bully Ray and Scott Steiner. Scott Steiner actually showed me a little bit more. He's usually the guy that just stands there, but no, he showed me a little bit more. He's got some, still some left in the tank. He took some beats. He executed some nice moves, and all in all, he performed very well. But this match ends after Scott Steiner takes the punishment here from Abyss. Abyss gets the pin, and that's lights out. Game over. The entertaining part here is when, to Immortal, it's not over. So Immortal go ahead and sets up this table. They bring a table into the ring. They attack Abyss. They take Abyss and put him through the table. It doesn't take more than 2 seconds before Abyss wakes up from that slam, stands up over them, and they scatter. So Abyss, again, is back. He is not with Immortal. He is anti-Immortal. And again, it seems like Immortal is very, very upset and very scared of this new Abyss. They say he's back. The Beast is back. Well, he was always there. Anyway, after that match, we had Knockout Championship match between the newly championed Velvet Sky versus the newcomer, Gail Kim. Now, this was expected to be another defense here for Velvet Sky. She hasn't been a champion for very long, but TNA thought better of it and gave this championship to Gail Kim. Gail Kim is a great superstar, don't get me wrong, but TNA is too... Here you go. Let me give you more. For these wrestlers, even though they've left, come back, they're shooting themselves in the foot by making their wrestlers look inferior to these WWE rejects, giving up the farm, and there we go. So we got Gail Kim getting eat defeat after the referee is distracted by Karen Jarrett. Karen Jarrett, who said originally that she was not going to be ringside or Madison Rayne, broke that right away. She came out ringside. As this was happening, she was talking to Karen Jarrett. Madison Rayne goes in there, disrupts and hits Velvet Sky. Velvet Sky then suffers the eat defeat to Gail Kim. And well, lo and behold, Karen Jarrett walks away from the referee. Referee's focus is now on the match and gets the pin 1, 2, 3. So Gail Kim is the new Knockout champion. She is also one half of the Knockout Tag Team champions. Hey, right? Go figure. So, again, TNA is trying to put all their chips in one basket here. Gail Kim, right? She's going to carry your Knockout division. You don't have enough knockouts here to do that. I'm sure Mickie James is not all too happy about what's transpiring here with Gail Kim, and for good reason. She shouldn't be. After that, we had Jeff Jarrett versus Jeff Hardy. Now, this was, again, a grudge match that we had from weeks past. Now, this was entertaining because we had Jeff Jarrett against the other Jeff, be it Hardy. Jeff Hardy came out dressed in a sick mask. I actually put it on Facebook. If you follow me on Facebook, you will see that I posted a picture of that sick mask. After he takes off the mask, he's got some sick green makeup. I mean, the guy's, presence, his charisma, no one's questioning that. That guy's all of that. He brings all the attention. But anyway, this is nice because this was actually a 3 falls match, believe it or not. It wasn't credited as that. It wasn't advertised as that. But it kind of came out of necessity for Jeff Jarrett. Right as the match started, we had the Twist of Fate done on Jeff Jarrett. Not 2 seconds after the bell rings. And there we go. Match over. Jeff Jarrett says, no, let's do it again. Hardy says, okay, let's do it again. Same result. We have Jeff Hardy getting the W after Jeff Jarrett tries to do the figure 4 on Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy reverses it and gets the pin. Jeff Hardy's leaving now, ringside. And Jeff Jarrett says, no, we're not doing that. He takes the chair from SoCal Val. And he walks over to Jeff Hardy as he's walking up the ramp. Has his back turned. Of course, we're probably thinking he's going to hit Jeff Hardy with the chair in the back. The guy taps Jeff Hardy, pulls his arm. Jeff Hardy turns to faces Jeff Jarrett, and Jeff Jarrett puts the chair over his head. Again, that's an illegal move in WWE. It could never happen. You would get fined for an act such as that. But in TNA, no, it's welcome. And it was a refreshing thing to see, actually, to see this guy take a beat to the head the way he did. Now, once he gets dragged back into the ring, Jeff Jarrett tells Hebner to start this match again, and he begins to cover Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy then reverses the pin, and again, we had Herb do a quick little count here, like Tirantes, and there we go. 3 wins by this guy. So 3 victories on Jeff Jarrett. Pinned 3 times. That's it. What are you going to say? All right, so once that ends, Jeff Hardy is walking to the back. All the faces from TNA are back there. Jesse Sorensen, also AJ Styles included there, shaking his hand, wishing him congratulations and well done. And again, the guy that gave him the hardest time here, saying that he would never forgive him, doesn't ever want to see him again, was AJ Styles. Shook his hand in acceptance. So it appears that we have this guy back in TNA. He's welcome here in the roster, and they're glad to have him. I'm glad to have him too. It's Jeff Hardy, one of the best. All right, so again, let's move from there. After that, we had the main event, TNA Championship Heavyweight bout between Robert Roode and AJ Styles. Now, this was a good match. All right, well, what do you expect from AJ Styles and Robert Roode? Back and forth they went, and this match got a little crazy here with some of the maneuvers here both men did. Match finally ends when the guy here, Robert Roode, thank you. Robert Roode actually gets the pin on AJ Styles after AJ Styles tries to hit the Styles Splash. Now, AJ Styles was controlling the match up to that point, but the way that Robert Roode wins the match, it's by pulling on AJ Styles' tights when he reverses the Styles Splash and gets the pin. 1, 2, 3 is count. That's it. He retains the belt. So it was entertaining. It was expected. I mean, he just won the belt. He's not going to let it go that quick. And remember, he did beat AJ Styles here on his little quest for Bound for Glory. Once it was Bound for Glory, remember, Immortal made him face, Angle, I should say, made him face every member of Fortune before he got to have that match. So, interesting to see. One thing that I did notice here that was entertaining to see is when AJ Styles had Bobby Roode in the corner. Bobby Roode said, "Please stop. I'm sorry. I'm sorry." AJ Styles proceeded to give him a... That was nice to see. All right. So, again, looks like Fortune is dead. He mentioned Fortune is dead, and that's why AJ Styles gave him that old Fortune with the FU. But that's all she wrote. So that was a fun pay-per-view to watch. If you didn't get a chance to see it, again, we have live coverage review. You can check it here on UnifiedWrestling.com. I wrote the coverage there for the show. And again, watch this show again if you want. Be sure to subscribe here to Tag Team. Me, myself, Cesar Scoprio, and Invincible E. Vincent will be back here for the Monday Night Raw WWE review, so don't miss that. All right, for myself, Cesar Scoprio, and the missing Invincible E. Vincent, thank you very much for watching. See you guys on Monday.